to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg. This is Bachelorette Talks, and today we're discussing Hannah's hometown episode. My, what an interesting episode we had today. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're not wasting any time. We first start off with Peter's date, and I mean, honestly, the first half of the episode was the enjoyable half. Let me know in the comments below if you agree, or give this video a thumbs up if you agree that the first half of this was the enjoyable part. I'm also going to give ranking of dates in this week's video, and I might do that for next week's video for the fantasy suites too. So let me know in the comments below if you agree or what you would rate the date instead. Can I just say that I love how nosy Hannah is, because I'm super nosy too, and I would be digging around someone's car to see what they have in there, and I just think it's funny that she found a condom and kind of called Peter out on it. But you know, Peter comes back with a great line and says, "I'm safe in all ways, not just as a pilot, but in other aspects of my life too." So you gotta give him props for how he handled that one. Hannah basically compares Peter to a Ken doll, and I mean, she's not wrong. Of course, Peter takes her up in the air being a pilot, so we get to see that cuteness. Honestly, I think that she has the strongest connection. Like, honestly, it's kind of hard to rate everything because it's like how things are edited, but there's certain things you can't edit, like how two people look at each other. And I think that Hannah and Peter are completely smitten together, like watching them interact. I honestly think that they have the best connection. They have like a really strong emotional connection. They also have like a really strong sexual connection. They just seem to be hitting it up on all the lines. So I honestly think that Peter is #1 in Hannah's book, or at least that's how I saw it. So after their little flight date, we went back to see Peter's family, who was also amazing and adorable. I thought that his family was so welcoming. I think it's important to remember that family does not sign up for the show. It's just the contestants. So I feel like everything that we see from them is real, and there are parents that are open-minded and into it, and there are parents that are not so into it. Peter's family was really into it, and like they were so sweet to her, and I think that that would be a great family for her to grow into. I honestly would rate Peter's date a 9 out of 10 just based on the interactions and watching the look on her face, watching the look on his face. It's like a freaking fairy tale unfolding before our eyes. And I kind of see Peter at the top 2 when it comes down to it. So what are your thoughts on Peter's date? Let me know. I'm always so sad because like the dates that are actually cute and the people that we actually like, it's like everything's great, so there's not much to say. Like, I wish I had more to talk about with Peter and Tyler. So anyways, moving on, speaking of Tyler, he was next on the list. So she was down in Florida with him. She was like, I could get used to this, like nice, warm, tropical, sunny all the time, but also is humid and rains a lot. Florida. So he took her out on the boat. Hannah can't keep her hands off him. And I think this is where we're starting to see more of her like sexual connection with Tyler, because before she was like always jumping on Peter, and I felt like it was kind of like that with Tyler, but not really. But in this episode, we're like, okay, it is like that with Tyler. And their date was really adorable. Like, he opened up about family struggles and his dad, and how this is the first time he's going to see his dad, and his dad is so precious. I like, his dad is the sweetest man on earth. Like, his family was just awesome and amazing too, and just super welcoming to Hannah. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to take it back to when they first met and went on the date. Tyler made the joke, "I'm better at boating than riding a horse." So I thought that that was really cute and clever. I think that they have a really great and strong connection too. And I was honestly surprised by some of the things that Hannah said, because I thought that her connection with Tyler was stronger than what like we've been seeing such a strong connection. So I was really taken aback when she said she was kind of questioning things with him a little bit. She didn't know if he was quite serious enough to settle down, where I feel like behind the scenes we see like perfect, mature, like non-male toxicity Tyler getting rid of, you know, putting people in check left and right, defending Hannah all day. And I just don't think she's maybe had enough time to see that amazing side of him, or like to see all of him. But I was surprised to hear that she was kind of questioning if he was ready. I think he's ready for the next steps. I mean, I don't think age really has anything to do with it because Luke's 24, Tyler's 26. So it's like, how can you kind of compare that and be like, this guy's ready, this guy isn't ready because of their age? So I don't really know what it is with Tyler that she was having the hesitation on. So let me know what you think. And we can't forget to wrap their date up with the hot and heavy makeout session that was like all over the world. Everyone was talking about it. Sorry, Mom. I did see that the driver was in the seat for that. And he just said, wow, what a lucky boy to have a good night like that. Hey, like, man, when you're feeling it in the moment, I guess you're just used to people being around you and cameras being everywhere, so you just really don't care. So I'm just like, how can you not like feel it that like as strong as Peter as you do with him? Like, how can you not? I'm like Tyler all the way. I would say that their date was like an 8.5 because I just think that she has the stronger and better connection with Peter. As much of a fan of Tyler I am, I can see her more with Peter than Tyler now. But I definitely think and hope that those are the top two, the two that are remaining, because they're both so great in their own ways. I personally like Tyler more, but I can see her more with Peter. What are your thoughts? Team Peter or Team Tyler for Hannah? Let me know. Next up in the rest of the episode are the completely unenjoyable parts, in my opinion. So we have her date with Luke in Georgia, and he takes her to Sunday school where he gives up and he gives the same damn speech about the shower. So it's just like, I find it really, really hard to find it genuine. Like when you've repeated the same story so many times over the season, you're trying to seem genuine, but to me, it's like, how can you sound genuine like when you've rehearsed something so much? I mean, even the people that are in the Sunday school are looking at him like, this shower story again, Luke? Really? Like, you can't come up with some new material? And things just go kind of downhill from there. I feel like he talks about sex again, and Hannah just looks uncomfortable, and it's just like, he's, not that there's anything wrong with religion, but he is definitely one of those people that is like in your face and pushy about it. Like you can just tell, like that's the vibe he gives off. And while Hannah's religious too, I don't think she's not on the same level as Luke is when it comes to their religion and faith and their beliefs. So now we go to Luke's house, and like every single person in his entire family is there and present. And Hannah starts talking about like, yeah, like no one really liked him. Like, can you imagine going into a room and like telling an entire family that nobody liked their son, their brother, their nephew? Like no one liked them. She just went over about how he was picking fights with people, how he wasn't getting along with people. And I mean, his family's reaction said it all. Like his family did not seem surprised. They're kind of like, yeah, he's like that, like typical Luke. And it's just like, he's trying to seem like he isn't like that. But when your family's not even surprised at your behavior, it's kind of like, and then I just thought it was hilarious because I think it was his uncle or something was like, then why is he here? And it's just like, that is what we are all wondering too, my friend. I just overall found the Luke date very uncomfortable because it's like, you have such a strong connection with Peter, you have such a strong connection with Tyler, but then you're still struggling to find a connection with Luke this late in the game. So it's just like, obviously there's something that's still tying her to him. I don't know quite what that is, but I would rate their date like a 3 out of 10 because it was just secondhand embarrassment all around. What are your thoughts? What would you rate that date? Let me know. Last up we have Jed, which I don't know which one was more awkward, Luke's date or Jed's date. And I was laughing when I saw this, like walking around hoping no one recognizes him. His girlfriend is not like, yo, where you been? Yeah, this was awkward. Them writing a love song together was just so like stupid. I mean, it was stupid to the point where it's like, I can't even say it was cheesy. It was just like, and then like for him to be like this songwriter, and like, I don't mean to dog on him and like his talent or whatever, but I felt like he wasn't like truly vocalizing, and like Hannah didn't really sound that bad either. Like, it sounded like they matched for each other. For him to try to be like this world famous musician, like, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a flop watching it, but then again, we all have a bad taste of him in our mouths. So let me know what you think. Do you think that he's super talented? Now we go on to meeting his family, and they're the family that is like not into it. They probably didn't want to be on camera. You could just tell by like the blank vacant stares when Hannah's talking that they are just so like not into it at all. If anything, like the dad was the most enthusiastic one. And his parents just kept it real the whole time, honestly, like you need to follow your tuition. And I just feel like they're really confused because they're like, didn't you just have a serious girlfriend? Like, what happened to her? Like, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, I would not recommend him to get engaged either if I was in that situation, knowing what they know, and it just like has to be weird to like not say anything. And you could just tell Hannah's trying to pry to get them to open up about like, what do you think? Like, do you think he's ready for this? And they're all just like, he has a girlfriend. But I think that Jed's mom is like the biggest mood of all, because she made a comment that she was surprised that he loves her. And let's talk about that for a second, because normally at this point you do have people dropping the L-bomb, and so far Luke is the only one to flat out say I love you, and it killed me to like not see Peter see it. Like every season there's one guy or one girl that's like, I really wanted to say it but I just couldn't say it, and normally they get like axed. So I don't know. Hopefully Peter can say it for Fantasy Suite Week. I think he will be able to. But yeah, Luke is the only one to say I love you so far, and that's just like terrifying to me because he basically said it on the first date. Jed's date, I would have to give it a 4 or 5 out of 10 just because it was just so awkward with his family. Like you could tell, like Hannah was stunned and confused by their reaction, and Jed is just completely like clueless because she's like, I have some thinking to do, and he's like, it was such a wonderful night, and it's like, were you two on the same date? I don't understand. And I also didn't get the thing with this family. Like they basically made it seem like if Jed chooses Hannah, he would have to give up his music career for her. And I'm like, when was that an option? Like when did that come to the table? Because I don't think that would be an actual thing. If anything, I feel like her relationship with Peter would be difficult because he's a pilot and sometimes they work for 2 weeks straight. So it's like, he's the one that would be gone all the time, not Jed. So let me know your rating of Jed's date down below. Now it comes to the rose ceremony, which I don't know what she's so torn about. Like, I just don't get how you have like Peter and Tyler, and then you have Luke and Jed, and you don't know what to do, and you're trying to say like you are on the same level with all 4 of them, but there's like 2 of them that you're questioning a lot of things with. So how can you say that you're on the same level? Like, it's also kind of frightening too that she's like questioning things with Tyler. So for me, based off this episode, Peter's number 1, Tyler's number 2. I don't know where Jed and Luke rank, honestly, and neither does Hannah because she couldn't pick one of them to send home. By the way, it was a little bit awkward, like for Tyler, Peter, and Jed to be like basically like, it's a no-brainer, bro, like he sucks. Like, when Luke's right there, as much as we dislike Luke, I thought that was kind of rude and mean and insensitive. But anyways, she decides, you know, this is her game, so she's gonna hand out roses to everyone. So we have all 4 moving on to the fantasy suites. I think that Luke is definitely gonna put his foot in his mouth for the final time because they get into a big blow up fight. So I think he's pretty much as good as gone, although I guarantee he's going to be the one that comes around on proposal day and was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was an ass, I shouldn't judge you, wah. So what were your thoughts on this week's train wreck of an episode of The Bachelorette? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm actually excited for the fantasy suites because I just really love seeing Peter and Tyler on the TV, so let me know. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes of Bachelor Talks. Let me know in the comments below who is your prediction right now. Mine is Peter is who she's gonna end up with, but I have a feeling that's not what's gonna happen. But yeah, be sure to check out my other videos that are floating around. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.